So far, we've been using the default lesson settings, but if you want to tweak lesson mode to suit your own individual needs, press the function button, use the left arrow button to scroll over and bring up lesson, press enter, and you'll be in the lesson settings menu. The first three items in here are speak, note guide, and scoring, and they only apply to lesson steps 2 and 3. Speak refers to the voice fingering guide we talked about before, so if you turn this off, it disables that robot voice that prompts you with the correct finger to use for each key press. Similarly, turning off note guide will prevent the keyboard from sounding a missed note during lesson steps 2 or 3.
5 1 1
If you turn scoring off, you'll disable the bravo or again messages that normally appear at the end of a lesson to evaluate your performance. This can be nice if you're the type of learner who can handle positive reinforcement on their own terms, but if you feel like you can't honestly or objectively evaluate your own playing skill and progress, I'd say it's generally better to leave it on. Phrase length, I'm actually going to skip over for now. It's only really relevant when you're loading in a custom MIDI file for practice, and I'm going to save that discussion for the next part of this series where we'll cover all the details of importing and exporting files like that. The last setting in here is plain accompaniment, and if you set it to on, it will simplify the backing track parts in order to accentuate the sound of your own playing during lesson mode. However, for certain songs, this can be kind of a subtle effect, so if you're still having trouble hearing yourself, you can always adjust the balance further by lowering the song volume setting in the functions list. Right now, we're in the lesson settings menu, but if you press 5, you'll exit back to the functions list. Then scroll over to song volume and lower that value using the minus button. Let's finish off this video with a look at lesson recording. Unlike the multi-track song recorder, which is used to create original compositions, the lesson recorder is a practice tool that records your performance on top of a separate, pre-existing song. Listening back to your performance in context can help you recognize mistakes that you might not notice while you're actively playing through a lesson, like subtle errors in dynamics or articulation. To get started, all you have to do is choose the song you want to record on top of, and then press record stop. The record icon will flash to show that you're in record standby, and the lesson icon will light up to indicate that you're making a lesson recording. At this point, you can use the part select button to toggle between a left, right, or both hand lesson, and as usual, the corresponding parts will be muted and subsequently replaced by your performance in the finished recording. When you're ready, press start and the recording will begin after a 1-measure pre-count to help you come in on beat. Once you're done recording, your performance will be evaluated assuming you have scoring turned on. If you're using lesson recordings as a way to turn in assignments in a classroom setting, a passing grade is a good sign that you're ready to submit your work to an instructor for further review. Well, I'd say we've done more than enough learning about learning for now, but I will leave you with one last note before we wrap up this part of the series. If you're using these lesson features as a supplement to a more traditional piano education, you can find sheet music transcriptions of every piece in the song library available for free on Casio's support website. We've included a link to the download page for those files in the description down below. Again, this has been Chandler Holloway for Casio. Thanks for watching.